Hi! Today is an all e.l.f. everything makeup tutorial. I wanted to do this for a long time. It kept getting held off. Today, I was gonna do it. That was it. I really like e.l.f. I love a lot of the products that I use on this tutorial, and I really love their brushes. $3, $5, great foundation, powder, and blush brushes. Really love. Some of the powders, I felt that all of the powders I use are very dusty in nature. The highlighter was hard to work with. It wasn't in terms of texture. You really had to build up the highlighting color. But overall, I really love how my skin looks. It's matte, but it's not super dry looking. It's still luminous, still radiant, and definitely a skin-like finish. So really love. If you want to see how I got this look, then please keep on watching. The eyes are very smoky. So with that said, starting with eyes first. I'm going to use their concealer as my eye base. And it's a stick, so I'll have some, you know, tackiness for the eyeshadow to stick. This is where I'm dipping out. I'm using NYX's Jumbo Pencil, eye pencil in the color Black Bean. The pencil I got from e.l.f. made my eyes burn. Very strange. Because I'm doing a very smoky eye, I'm using a black base on my lid to intensify the color. To blend, I'm using one of e.l.f.'s eyeshadow brushes. I wish they had like a number or a name on the handle. I feel that would be helpful, but I would try to go on their website and match up the brushes to the names on the page and list those down below. To build the transition shade in my crease, I'm using one of e.l.f.'s Dome Blender brushes with the bronzer palette. And I'm using one of the matte lighter shades to build that color in the crease. Using their clay eyeshadow palette, I'm going in with the green shade on my lid, and the black base we laid down will help intensify the green color. Same small shader brush we used to blend out the black pencil, dabbing in and then patting in. I experimented with this before and I found it's very dusty. So the more you can pat, the less you can get all over. And I'm trying to really just keep it on the lid. And putting down that black base really helps make the color stick and highlight the green shade. With another small blending brush, dome shaped, going in with the taupey brown shade in this palette and intensifying the outer corners of the eye. And laying down that bronzer shade first really helps blending out these shadows and kind of adds a nice warm diffuse effect to the look. Using their crease blending brush in again with combining both matte shades, blending out what we applied. I'm going to leave the eyes alone now and move on to the complexion. Because I didn't find a foundation at the time that matched my skin color, I bought their HD lifting concealer and it happened to be the same shade. Don't know if it's going to be the same shade now, but we're going to see what happens. I didn't find a primer that I liked, so I'm going in bare skin. They did have primers. I tried them out at the store. I didn't love how they felt, so I'm just going to go in bare. It'll be fine. I think that's enough. Using one of their kabuki blending brushes, which I really like, and working in that concealer. And it gives a really lovely finish to the skin. It's a concealer, but works well as a foundation too. And I love this brush. It's soft, synthetic, and works in the product really nicely. It might be a little light, but I think we can work with it. When we go in with the bronzer, it'll all even out. Back to our concealer stick now, going under the eyes with it. This was the only light color that I felt wasn't too light. All the others were very light, and I thought far too contrasting for my skin tone. So this one was okay. Under the eye, down the bridge of the nose, center of the forehead, chin, and just to the sides of the lip. Same kabuki brush to carefully blend out the concealer. Nice! I could tell you instantly that the coverage is lovely. It has a really nice luminous effect. I will let you know how well it stays on throughout the day, because I feel like that's the deciding factor with makeup. How long does it last? I think that kind of camouflages well. Maybe not as pigmented as my other concealers, but still radiant under the eyes and decent coverage. I will use their loose powder, which is very dusty. You see that? Woo! It's like we're casting a spell in here with the e.l.f. powder. I got the all-around transparent because the colors were either too pink or too beige. So I will use one of their angled, I think this is their blush brush, but I like the shape of it because it fits well under the eyes. Carefully going in with that powder, which very dusty, very messy to work with, but as long as it does the job. Let me stop complaining. Carefully patting that in to the under eye area. Instantly mattifying, but still skin-like finish. Not bad. I'm putting a lot because I usually bake. It's very light and it doesn't come out looking too white, so that's great. Putting down the bridge of the nose, center the forehead, and chin. Using the same powder but now with a bigger powder brush all over the face. I like the powder. It's messy, it's dusty, you open it and it's like dustville, but it does the job, it mattifies and sets your makeup. So that's at least good. Back in with their bronzer palette and another of their powder blush brushes. This is slightly tapered, which I really like. So going in with the matte shade that's the warmest out of all four, and just going in carefully to the hollows of my cheeks. I'm gonna mix them all together actually. All the matte shades anyway. There's one shimmer shade, kind of ish, that I'm gonna leave alone for right now. I have their foundation cream palette. I was supposed to go in before and contour, but I totally forgot. It's okay, I'll just make another e.l.f. video. It's fine. I'm looking at this palette now and I think it's 2 shimmer shades and 2 matte shades. Yes, but I don't think it matte. I'm using the shimmer, I used it by accident and it doesn't come out too glittery on the skin, so I think we're good. Hollows, temples, and jawline. For highlight, using their baked highlighter, this is in Blush Gems. And it's a nice baked color. You really gotta work it a little bit, but it's very light, not too pow. So if you want pow, maybe not for you. But we're gonna try it anyway. Using their highlighting brush or their blush brush, but I like how it's the size of it. It really gets right there on the temples. And just carefully on the tops of my cheekbones. Yeah, I'm putting in a lot, so you can go in heavy and it won't look too sparkly. And because it's a baked formula, it's not glittery at all, so really quite lovely. But as you see, this is like the 3rd time I'm going in on this side. Definitely have to work the product a little bit. For blush, using their Beautifully Bare blush palette, the Total Face palette. So it has your highlighter, some very light blushes, and it's Beautifully Bare, so it's not super pigmented. They do have a blush palette. I don't know where I put it. I don't know where it is right now. I'm sorry. Her were really quite nice. So if you want to go in with more color, grab one of their blush palettes. Today we'll use their Beautifully Bare, and I'm combining both the peach and the pink shades and just working that into the apples of my cheeks. Really nice color. It gives a natural flush effect, so you can go in with a heavy hand and not make it look you went in too hard. So I guess good for those that are not great with blush or go in hard with blush and You won't ever go in too hard with this one. Now I'll just set the rest of my face since I'm done with the Complexion. This is their makeup mist and set. It's kind of, or I heard it's the dupe for Max Fix Plus. It doesn't smell as good as Max, but it gives a nice mist. It feels great on my skin. So that's all that matters. Now for the brows. I did try this pencil before. It's not my favorite, but I'm still gonna use it. Just gonna dry out some of the mist from my eyebrows. Ideally, I would have done my eyebrows before, but I'm just a mess today, so bear with me. It's kind of like a waxy consistency. It doesn't give me crazy definition, so it's hard to really create a sharp line with this pencil. But for now, I'm just working on filling in my bold spots, so at least we can get that from this pencil. I think it's patience too. You just gotta go over some spots again until you get the color payoff you're looking for. So yeah, it's not like from what I get using my Benefit pencil or my Anastasia pencil, but for a soft, natural looking brow look, I think it's okay. Now finishing the eyes, I'm going in with the same eyeshadow palette, and I will use the same black pencil from NYX to waterline my lower lash line to build up the color for the green. And you don't have to worry about it coming out neat because this is all going to be smudged anyway. Taking the same shader brush we used to pat down the color on the lid, going in with the green color and carefully smudging out the black liner. And then we're going to connect the bottom to the top. Just take your time putting in that color. To smoke out the lash line further, going in with the same dome blending brush we use on top with the bronzer palette in the matte shades, and just adding some dimension to the lower lash line. Then I just further define this outer V shape. And I'm going in with the crease brush again to further blend the shadows. I think this is a really great brush for further blending the eye look. So it's pinched at the bottom here. Well, not really. It's round, but it kind of ends up flat. So it's not like totally 360 fluffy, but I like it. I go in with the sides with it, and it covers enough surface area on the lid. Wiping off some of the green shade because I want to go in with this brush using the same palette with the light beige shade to apply on my brow bone. Using our highlighter shade that we applied on our cheekbones to the inner corner. Alright. For lashes, I wasn't crazy about their lash selection, so we're using the Ardell Wispies, which is still drugstore and still very cheap, so I'll be right back. I used their waterproof lengthening and volumizing mascara on my lashes on top, and then now I'm going in with this on the bottom. I love the long handle on the mascara, and when I was applying this to my lashes on top, it gave a really nice fluttery effect. So it doesn't have the same pow as my Too Faced Better Than Sex waterproof, but I think it's really nice for an everyday mascara that you don't want to go crazy with, but you still want your lashes to look black and fluffy. For lips, I'm using their lip liner and blending brush in the color Natural, and with their lipstick in the color Runway Pink, and topping it all off with their gloss in Natural. And it's funny, the Runway Pink is actually, I guess, more to my lip color than the nude one. The nude one was like super nude, and I thought it would be too light on my lips. Then with their gloss in Natural to the center of my lips, just to give it some shine. And that's the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about this tutorial, please let me know down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Any of your favorite e.l.f. products, mention down below. Any products that you've tried that I didn't have on this video that you love, tell me about it too. Until next time, you guys, I'll see you on the next video.